What's up, guys? I hope you guys are having a great day. God bless. It was a good night. It was a good night because Bonfim won. I hope all you guys had success, but I gotta keep it how it is. I think this was one of my most frustrating lock of the weeks that I've had in a while. I tried to go for more value. I wanted to go Cavalcanti, but then I was like, you know what? We need to give the boys some more value. And whenever I try to go for these more value, that's where I kind of mess up with the lock of the week. I'm going to be trying to influence. I'm not influence. I'm going to be trying to make a way better lock of the week this Wednesday. I'm very upset at Hyder Emil. By far one of the most frustrating performances I've ever seen. They didn't even give him the first round, but whatever. He's throwing balls to the wall the first round. It's a competitive fight. Then he gets taken down by Emerson. He wants to throw up in between rounds. He's like, he's opening his mouth. He's looking at the clock. He's like, I want to throw up. Those are the type of guys that I hate. To be honest. And a guy like Hyder Emil, he's the type of guy that I shouldn't even have never locked him in the first place. So that's my fault for that. And I'm very upset with that lock of the week. That lock of the week has upset me. I haven't been that upset with a lock of the week in a long time. Even when I lose, I don't care. But I just don't like the way that they lose. And losing in that type of fashion, I got to take that into consideration his next fight. And that was one of the most disappointing performances of the entire night. Whatever it is, what it is. Lock of the week streak was 3. Crashed and burned when we try to attempt at 4. We're going to be trying to get the lock of the week streak going this Wednesday, so stay tuned for that. Pennington lost. Pennington. Simone is a guy who I constantly fumbles the back constantly. The guy lost to Uriah Faber, and then he's still losing, years and years later. But Barcelos is very good at what he does. I can't give too much slack on Ricky Simone, but I feel like Ricky gasses so hard after the first round, and he already lost. Now, this one, I felt bad. I felt terrible for Tulio because Tulio got knocked out right in front of Norma Dumont. Whatever it is, whatever doesn't kill you make you stronger. But that CLD KO, man, if you had round 2, props to you, man. CLD's a boss. And Medic KO Susurkaev, I was like, damn, poor Susurkaev. But it's the fight game, It's the fight game. It is what it is. We ended up going 7-5. I want to do better for this 14-fight card. We're going to look at the bets. This is why I was very disappointed, because I put 50 on Cavalcanti and then Hyder Emil. And I've been doing a lot of these 2 legs plus 145. But with that Hyder Emil performance, honestly, I'd rather see him get TKO'd or submitted than get put in an arm triangle and he's opening his mouth. He wants to throw up in between rounds. It's like, bro, what is wrong with you? But it is what it is. That's Hyder Emil. Then we had a 6-leg parlay. Daniel Marcos over 2.5. No, this fight doesn't go the distance. Jacqueline Cavalcanti over 2.5. And Marco Tulio, it crashes and burns. Whatever. It was just a light $2. But I had a lot of parlays like this where they were kind of depending on, a lot of these guys, a lot of these fighters, a lot on Tulio as well. And I was a little overexposed to Tulio. So we had to play catch up. Had the Chris Padilla. Shout out to MMA Experts. His lock of the week was Chris Padilla. Got him at a minus 116 because I had to get him a bet before because all my parlays with him lost before. So we got it. We ended up cashing. First bet of the night. Let's go. Next one, Joseph Morales by KO or submission. That guy is a beast. He had the old-fashioned crucifix. I loved it. And he ended up getting the submission over Matt Schnell. I loved it. Shout out to Joseph Morales. And he did the 6-7. That's cringe, though. That's cringe. But he celebrated with that. I was like, what the fuck? But Gabriel Bonfim for the dub. Gabriel Bonfim looked amazing with the leg kicks. Didn't even have to grapple, but I knew he could definitely get the takedown if he wanted to as well. We had Chris Padilla. Mossum vs. Oros ends by KO. Joseph Morales by KO or submission. And Gabriel Bonfim by KO or submission. Let's go, my guys. I hope you guys did good because I did good, but I had to play catch-up. And I don't like when I have to play catch-up because of a guy like Hyder Emil. I don't want to be in a position like that where my lock of the week is a guy that's getting constantly out-grappled and he wants to throw up in between rounds. I never want to have another lock of the week like that again, where he wants to throw up in between the fight, where he's opening his mouth in between the fights. I never want to have a lock of the week like that again. So we're looking at bounce back this Wednesday. This is the full card predictions. Let's fucking go. 14-fight card. Let's get the show on the road. There's not going to be odds for every single fight, But for this one, we got odds plus 135 for Borshchev versus Matheus Camilo. New fight on this card. We have a 14-fight card. Let's hope all 14 fights remain intact. Can't believe this is the opening up the main... I mean, not the main card. I can't believe this is opening up the card in general. It's about time we get blessed with some good fights, with some good, decent athletes that are going to fight for your money, you know? If we're betting on these guys, I want them to fight for our money as well. Slavaklaus Borshchev is a unique fighter. Kill or be killed fighter. 8-6-1 overall. 33 years old, from Russia. 69-inch reach. 5'11", 3-5 in the UFC. But he's on a 2-fight losing skid, losing to Tom Nolan and Terrence McKinney. He got subbed by Gilly. Kickboxer, but his chin and takedown defense are questionable. He has been taken down 31 times. You know, I wanted to say something about Hyder Emil, you know, but we're not going to say it. You know, I was like, because what I've wrote in my notes is, who gets taken down 31 times? Like, what are you, Hyder Emil? We're not going to take that out on Hyder Emil. Terrence made quick work of Slavaklaus, matched up against my former lock of the week, Matheus Camilo. I locked Camilo his last fight against Gabe Green, and he fumbled the bag and he fumbled position so badly, he ended up giving up position over a silly mistake, and it cost him against Gabe Green. He was scheduled to fight at UFC 321, but is now here. Short notice fight for both guys, but Camilo can have a lot of success in the grappling. Just please, Camilo, position over submission. Decent chin, decent cardio, just questionable fight IQ. He is 9-3 coming off of the loss to Gabe Green 5 months ago, in a fight where he could have beat Gabe Green. Like, these type of things are the things that I got to be careful with the lock of the week. We got to be careful when we're picking these types of lock of the weeks. So if my lock of the week's a little chalky, you know, I don't like to give chalky, but we're looking at fight IQ, determination, grit, and ability to never give up. Only 24 years old, 5'10", 69-inch reach, 4 wins by KO, 2 wins by sub, and 3 wins by decision. If he gets to the ground, he can fumble position so badly, but I'm counting on him learning from his mistakes. He has slipped off and get subbed before. I like Camilo for the dub. Camilo to get the grappling going, learn from his last time out, and not fumble position. Control, control, control. Find the sub. Camilo for the dub. I like his money line. Let's go, my guy, Camilo for the dub. Let's go. You know, it's a good thing that my former lock of the week that lost was on the first fight of the card, because we get to, you know, I get to feel how I felt the last time. And when when you feel your emotions of how you felt last time, you know, it's more of a clear memory. Maybe not, maybe it is. Plus 108 for Chepe Mariscal, Pat Sabatini minus 136. This is a rematch. The first time these two fought, Chepe beat Sabatini back in 2018. He won by split decision on Victory FC 60. And shout out to Stormy, because I didn't know that this was a rematch until he mentioned it. Chepe Mariscal it's a miracle he's on a 5-fight win streak. Very good at what he does, but even in super competitive fights, he can have a lot of success in the chaos. I thought he lost that fight against Morgan Charrier, but he still managed to win that fight on paper. Chepe is a beast. He's in the pinnacle of his career at this state of his career. 18-6 overall, 33 years old, 7 wins by KO, 3 subs in the first, and 8 wins by decision. Chepe can wrestle offensively and defensively. He's an animal in the cage. The guy is not afraid to jump in the fire. 5-0 in the UFC. He's going to need his takedown defense to be on point, because Pat can control for a good 15. Matched up against Pat Sabatini. Sabatini is a unique fighter. 20 wins, 5 losses overall. 35 years old, 7-2 in the UFC. His only 2 losses in the UFC come by way of KO. Damon Jackson and Diego Lopez both KO'd him in the first round. But he's gotten so much better since then, and has a lot of grappling matches in between his fights, which sharpens his skill set. He's on a 2-fight win streak, beating Jonathan Pierce by sub and Joe Anderson Brito in a super dominant performance against Brito. He showed Brito levels in that fight, but Brito did have some slight moments of success up until, he got taken down again. And those are the fights that I remember, you know. He got taken down again. He got taken down again. And that's what I'm going to remember with Hyder Emil as well. He got taken down again. He can't get up. There's no urgency. And I think that's very important when you're in a fight, especially in a cage fight. Good control once on top for Pat Sabatini. Great shot selection. Always live for a sub. One win by KO.
You succeed with Apple device management.
That scared the fuck out of me. Holy hell. I gotta get an ad blocker. His striking isn't the best. 1 win by KO, 13 subs overall, and 6 wins by decision. His striking isn't the best. You can crack his chin if you can get to him. He averages almost 4 takedowns per fight. He just holds and holds at times. He looks to shoot, take the grappling away, and he's in for a rude awakening. Pat controlled Brito for 14 minutes. This is a tricky fight. Chepe is going to be the pick. Even if he gets taken down, I think he could bring it. Implement damage. Go, go, go. No height or a mill BS where you're accepting bottom position. Go, go, go. Get up and work. Don't just explode your way out, because Hyder Mill was doing that same thing where he just tried to explode his way out. Use brute strength. Stay composed. Use technique to get it back up. You know, if he has you in top mount, go half guard, full guard, and butterfly hooks. Hyder Mill was the blueprint of what not to do, what facial expressions not to do. The judges can see your face and hear you throwing up in between rounds or gagging, and opening your jaw on the floor when you're on bottom on your back is a bad look. Stay composed and get the ball rolling. Chepe is going to be the pick. Chepe by Kira on points. I like his money line. Let's not get too fancy. Let's go, my guy Chepe, for the dub. Let's go. Malcolm Wellmaker versus Cody Haddon. This is going to be a banger. Please, no ads with the audio, please. I have it on mute. I should not have that in the way. No odds for this fight yet. Malcolm Wellmaker versus Cody Haddon. Wellmaker fight week, baby. No odds yet. Wellmaker is one of my favorite fighters to watch. It says he's a minus 145, but if he's a minus 145, that's a miracle. 10-0 in the UFC, 31 years old. Surprisingly, looks so young for his age. 5'10", 71.5-inch reach. Very light on his toes. Looks to counter. He's a counter striker. And the way he put Chris Matinho out was absolutely insane. Chris Matinho was known for having a chin and getting standing TKO'd. The way Malcolm Wellmaker put him out was not a standing TKO. He put him out. Wellmaker set him up, read him like a book, and set up that right hook. For bantamweight, Wellmaker has power like I've never seen before. He's 2-0 in the UFC, beating Cameron Saman and Chris Matinho. 6 wins by KO, 2 wins by sub, and 2 wins by decision. He has excellent jab, waits for the shot. Beautiful counter striker. He can wrestle as well. Guys, why is this happening? He can wrestle as well. Beautiful counter strike. He can wrestle as well if needed. Matchup against Cody Haddon, guys. Is there any way where I can report this ad? No. It's going to take me here. Is there any way where I should just pause it. My bad. I should have just paused it. My bad, guys. Matchup against Cody Haddon. Wellmaker was supposed to fight Cerise City. And in my honest opinion, I felt like... Bro, this ad is fucking me up. In my honest opinion, I felt like Cerise City fight was an excellent step up in competition. But that fight fell through, and I was very excited to see how Cerise City would have done against Malcolm Wellmaker. But Cody Haddon steps in. Cody Haddon is 27 years old, 69-inch reach, 5'7", 8. Is there any way where I can report this ad? I would love to report it. I lost my train of thought. Guys, 27 years old, 5'7", 8-1 overall, 5 wins by KO, 2 subs overall, and 1 win by decision. His only professional loss to Steve Erceg at Eternal MMA 60 back in 2021. Always on the move, clean striking, light on his toes, works. Then he works the body, and then he works upstairs. He can wrestle very well offensively, great control, hunts for subs, working. He just beat Dan Argueta. He stayed composed, and he won his UFC debut against a pretty decent guy in Dan Argueta. Guys, I'm going to go with Malcolm Wellmaker. I'm going to go Wellmaker by KO. Let me know what you guys think, but Cody Haddon is no walk in the park. He's no walk in the park. I'm going to go Wellmaker by KO. May the best man win. Let's go. Please, no music ad, please. Roman Kopylov plus 130. Gregory Rodrigues minus 166. This is a fun fight. I've been thinking about this fight for a while, and I don't have an issue with the ads. I just have an issue when the audio starts playing. This fight is a fun fight. I've been thinking about this fight for a while. Kopylov was my lock against Costa. How many locks have I lost on this card? Kopylov was my lock against Costa. And I was very impressed at how Costa performed consistently and was able to dictate the pace against Kopylov. Kopylov was honestly a surprise for me, the way that he performed against Costa, but Costa's just a berserker. He's strong, and he just has more power, and he showed levels in that fight. Kopylov wrestled well against Cesar Almeida, and I would like him to use his wrestling again, but he doesn't always go to it. Very good kickboxer who has used his wrestling in the past, but he needs to work on his shot selection. 14-4 overall, 3-2 out of his last 5, 34 years old. Both of these guys have a 75-inch reach. He is a great counter puncher at times, but sometimes he's not the stronger fighter. Paulo Costa showed levels in that Kopylov fight, and I hope Kopylov has worked on his game since then, because he looked like a mess his last time out against Kopylov. Matched up against Robocop, Gregory Rodrigues, 17-6 overall, 4-1 out of his last 5. His most recent loss to Jared Cannonier, 33 years old, and is huge for the division. I kind of consider Gregory Rodrigues a little bit of a glass cannon. BJJ black belt, and has a win over CLD that is aging like a fine wine, because we just saw what CLD did to Tulio. And my oh my, was that absolutely insane. He's looking to press forward and implement damage. Against Jack Hermanson, he was getting tagged up. You know, he was a little bit cut up, like on the side he was bleeding, but that's because of his scar tissue that opened up. He still managed to find the KO over Hermanson. 8-3 in the UFC, and I think 3 rounds is perfect for RoboCop because he has more time to explode, use more energy in 3 rounds. He doesn't have to worry about gassing like he did against Jared Cannonier. He has more power, the more better finishing ability. The thing about RoboCop is he can grapple. We saw what he did against CLD, but I feel like Kopylov can set him up with that high kick as well. You know, this fight has me all over the place. But the pick, Roman might get overwhelmed here with the takedowns and the nuclear power, but Gregory opens up and he starts leaking like he's Rebecca. If Kopylov can lock in, he can dictate the pace and work. He can cut up Gregory Rodrigues. I hate picking against Kopylov. I'm a huge Kopylov fan, and it hates me. It burns me inside to pick against Kopylov. Super low confidence pick, but I'm going to go with my guy Gregory Rodrigues. Kopylov is one of my favorite fighters to watch. I remember when he fought Anthony Hernandez and he got submitted. I'm going to go with RoboCop for the dub. Low confidence for now. I might pick flip. Give me RoboCop for the dub. May the best man win. Let's go, RoboCop. Let's go. Bo Nickal minus 235. Rodolfo Vieira plus 180. This will be the first time ever Bo Nickal is on the prelims ever in the UFC. The first time ever. There's a first time for everything. It's insane to see Bo Nickal on the prelims. I'm a huge fan of Bo. I like his style. I was watching his wrestling not too long ago, August 30th. He beat Jacob Cardenas in a wrestling match by decision. And the scrambles in that match were very insane, and I really like seeing his wrestling back in action. His wrestling looked improved, and it looked like he's getting better each and every time out. He can transition. He has transitioned from wrestling into MMA. Bo Nickal, 4-1 in the UFC, and I bet Bo Nickal can beat RDR in the rematch when the time is right. 2 KOs, 4 wins by sub, and 1 win by decision. He's coming off of that brutal loss to RDR. RDR just kept on spamming knees to the body, clinch exchanges, and the grappling for Bo Nickal. Bo Nickal jumped Gilly instead of focusing on position over submission. 3-time Division I National World Champion, and he jumped the Gilly on RDR when he should not have jumped that Gilly. When he jumped that Gilly, it frustrated me because I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I hope he's learned from that, and I hope he doesn't make that silly mistake again because that can cost you the entire fight. He's going to be matched up against Rodolfo Vieira, guys. Very good BJJ, 11-3 overall, 36 years old. But one thing that I love about Bo Nickal is when he does that ankle pick into overhand right. I really love that, and I think he can use it here. 36 years old for Rodolfo Vieira, but he's very explosive and he can get tired as the fight goes on. Very good grappling, 6-3 in the UFC. His 3 losses are Andre Petroski, Chris Curtis, and Anthony Hernandez. He will shoot a double, slam you to the mat. Once on the ground, he can have a lot of success, great control, decent pop shots. Against Fluffy Hernandez, Fluffy had to defend a lot of submission attempts and even get taken down by Vieira. But as the fight went on, Vieira gassed terribly, and once he gasses, he just starts to slow down and get sloppy and get predictable. Bo Nickal still has hype. He's a pretty big favorite still. The pick is going to be Bo Nickal. Work on your decision making. Work on that ankle pick into an overhand right. Strike it out if needed. Defend takedowns. Don't shoot off of desperation. Wrestle offensively and defensively. And if the pressure is... And up the pressure. Up the pressure. Get in this guy's face. Up the pressure. But don't get too over aggressive like Hyder Emil. I seen Bo Nickal flow. When he starts flowing, he starts having more success in the striking. The pick is going to be Bo Nickal. We saw him strike against Paul Craig for 3 rounds, but that's Paul Craig. He can strike, needs to sharpen every tool in the box. Bo Nickal to get the job done. I'm going to go by 29-28 decision. May the best man win. Give me Bo Nickal for the dub. Let's go, my guy, Bo Nickal. Let's go. Gerald Meerschaert versus Kyle Daukaus. Gerald Meerschaert plus 265. Kyle Daukaus minus 370. This is a crazy fight, to be honest. Gerald Meerschaert, a submission specialist who is always willing to jump into the fight. 12-12 in the UFC, 2-3 out of his last 5, 29 wins by sub, 6 wins by KO, and only 2 wins by decision. This guy is a finish or be finished guy. The majority of GM3 losses come by way of inside the distance. He's been KO'd 5 times, and he's been submitted 9 times. 6 losses by decision, 37 years old, and his 2 most recent wins are Brian Barberena, and Edmund Shabazian, who Edmund dropped Gerald Meerschaert and he went into his guard like an idiot. JM3 has a wide variety of subs, arm triangle, rear naked choke, ghillie, anaconda, kimura. Great submission specialist, but his takedowns offensively are not good. he might be forced to strike it out against Kyle Daukaus. Gerald's on a 3-fight losing skid. He's on his way out, losing to RDR, Brad Tavares, and Michael Olajaychuk. Matched up against Kyle Daukaus. Kyle is a cop. He was in the UFC back in 2020, debuted against Brendan Allen, beat Dustin Stolfus, lost to Phil Hawes, submitted and knocked out Kevin Holland in the same fight, but it was because of a head clash, turned into a no contest, beat Jamie Pickett, lost his next 2 fights, Roman Dolidze and Eric Anders, and then was cut. He went on a 4-fight win streak, was welcomed back into the UFC, and made waves, knocking out Michel Pereira in 43 seconds. 3-4 in the UFC, 2 wins by KO, 11 wins by sub, 3 wins by decision. Kyle Daukaus has never been subbed, ever. Kyle Daukaus deserves to be here. I'm glad he's back in the UFC. Decent striker, decent clinch, uses his length and reach to his fullest ability. His takedowns offensively is not the best, but is very good defensively. He can get tagged up. Each one to give one. He is still a little bit chinny, in my honest opinion. I'm going to go Kyle Daukaus. Kyle Daukaus is going to be the pick. Keep that takedown defense on point. Work, work, work. Do not jump into this guy's guard. Kyle's going to be the pick. Kyle by KO. Let's go, my guy, Kyle Daukaus. Let's go. Show me what you got, my guy. Let's go. Let's go, my guy. Angela Hill plus 310. Fatima Kline minus 440. This is a fun fight. Fatima Kline 8-1 overall. 25 years old, out of New York. 5'6", 67-inch reach. Tall for the division. And I believe she works and trains with Erin Blanchfield. Iron sharpens iron. And now they're on the same card. Fatima Kline only lost professionally to Jasmine Jasdavicius 1 year and 3 months ago. She's 4-1 out of her last 5. On a 2-fight win streak, beating Victoria Dudakova by KO, elbows from half guard, and she just beat Melissa Martinez by KO, brutal head kick. I believe Melissa Martinez is no longer in the UFC. She managed to find that high kick so late into round 3. The over 2.5 hit, and 6 seconds after, she sets up that high kick and gets the KO. 4 KOs overall, 1 win by sub, and 3 wins by decision. Active, light on her toes, very accurate counter striker. Matched up against Angela Hill. 18-15 overall, 40 years old, 5'3", 64.5-inch reach, 3-2 out of her last 5. Her 2 most recent losses are Tabitha Ricci and Lasmin Lucindo. 13-15 in the UFC. She grew up in the UFC, basically, but is surprisingly 40 years old, but she looks so young for her age. Volume on volume on volume. She's active, light on her feet. She can get tagged and fold when you pressure her, but she's a veteran and can have success in the striking, and her bread and butter is that decision. She's tough as nails, and she impresses me each and every time she shows out because of how tough and consistent she is. You know, Angela Hill doesn't accept bottom position like Hyder Amil. Hyder Amil wanted to throw up in between rounds. Angela Hill is a dog each and every time out. I would like her to be in the Hall of Fame when it's all said and done because of how much fights she's had in the UFC and how much she's done for the UFC as well. There's a lot of hype on Fatima Kline. She doesn't have the best wrestling. Angela Hill is a perfect matchup and a perfect true test for Kline. But the pick is going to be Fatima Kline. Kline is going to be the pick. Work, work, work. Wrestle if needed. Collar tie, elbows, work. Keep going. Up the pace. Don't gas like Hyder Mill. Don't give up. Fatima Kline is going to be the pick. I like the over 2.5. Angela Hill might have to wrestle here too. She might wrestle here too. But let's go New York. Let's go Fatima Kline. If you get shot, if you get taken down, you can survive. Let's go. I do think that if Angela Hill is wrestling, it can confuse Fatima Kline. But give me Fatima Kline for the dub, guys. I think she should be able to win this. If she does get shot on, if Angela Hill is shooting, I will be very surprised. Give me Kline for the dub. I think she should be able to win this fight. Let's go, my girl. Fatima Kline for the dub. Let's go. I think Kline's takedown defense should be on point as well. No odds for this fight, guys. I'm going to call him Susurkaev. Baisangur Susurkaev versus Eric McConico. Let's go, Susu. One of my favorite fighters to watch. This guy is a massive favorite from what I heard. I think he's like a minus 800. I mean, on Tapology, that's what it says. He's a minus 800. But let's break it down. He fought on Dana White Contender Series on August 12th. Won a contract to the UFC. Then he fought on August 16th at UFC 319. Broke the record for the fastest turnaround, I believe. 24 years old. Super young. 79-inch reach. A great addition to middleweight. Many will say Susu is a walking fraud check waiting to happen. But I think he can get tagged. But like everyone else, he's going to improve and he's going to get better. I think He is in a good position to win this fight. Obviously, he's a massive favorite. 8 KOs, 1 win by sub and 1 win by decision. He's a finisher. 5-day turnaround. He's dangerous, flashy, can wrestle as well. Looks to create chaos, find success in the chaos. The thing is, though, I don't like it when he does that, like when he gets cocky and he starts emoting and he starts feeling himself a little bit too much. Then that's like, all right, you got to lock in, my brother. Against Eric Nolan, he got rocked bad and was forced to adjust. He has decent shot selection, though, and he can wrestle. He has it in back pocket if needed. Matched up against Eric McConico. Eric, a tricky fighter, 10-3-1. I thought he clearly lost his fight against Cody his last time out, but whatever, he won that fight on paper. 35 years old, 6 foot, 77-inch reach. His most recent loss is to Nuzlatan Rozibov by KO right hook. All of Eric's losses come by way of KO. KO rounds 1, KO round 2, and KO round 3. 1-1 in the UFC. He can grapple, he can press forward and look to get the fight to the mat. Control. But if you pressure and if you get into his face, you can break him. He can get sloppy as the fight goes on. Against Brundage, he did get a little bit sloppy as the fight went on. The Cody Brundage fight was an absolute mess. Susu for the dub. Give me Susu by KO or sub. I take double chance just because he got rocked by Eric Nolan and he couldn't KO him. So he was forced to wrestle against Eric Nolan. Give me Susu by KO or submission inside the distance. Let's go, my guy. Susu for the dub. Let's go. Tracy Cortez versus Erin Blanchfield, the rematch. Tracy Cortez plus 162. Erin Blanchfield minus 210. Now this is a banger. One of my most anticipated fights on the card. Let's fucking go, Tracy and Erin. Giyat. This is the rematch. This fight was on the main card, I believe, a couple of days ago, but now it's the featured prelim. 13-2 overall for Erin Blanchfield. Funny enough, her only 2 losses are to Tracy Cortez and Manny Farad. 2 high-level athletes. When she fought Tracy Cortez the first time, it was all the way back in 2019. Erin Blanchfield was a baby at Invictica FC 34. Tracy managed to win that fight by split. She gave Erin issues her first time out. I believe Tracy was a little bit stronger than Erin her last time out. After Erin lost to Tracy, she went on a 9-fight win streak. Then lost to Manon Farad in a 5-round scrap. She's coming off of a comeback win over Rose Namajunas. The reason why I say comeback is because she needed that win to get back in the win column. And if you know, Rose Namajunas won the first and second round. And then Erin Blanchfield managed to take over and win rounds 3, 4, and 5. Very competitive fight. Very impressive win. She has cardio for days. She can grapple. She's a little bit small, but is tough as nails and has been finished. And has never been finished, ever in her entire career. She's 26 years old, 5'4", 68-inch reach, 4-1 out of her last 5. Positive striking differential. Very well-rounded. Matched up against Tracy Cortez. Giyat. Tracy is one of the prettiest girls in the UFC. Take it with a grain of salt, whatever I say. 5'5", Brian Ortega's ex, 31 years old, 66.5-inch reach, 12-2 overall, 6-1 in the UFC. Her bread and butter is that decision. 10 wins by decision, 1 win by KO, and 1 win by sub. Cortez has only been finished once in her entire career. She was subbed by Cherry Marasiki by guillotine choke. Tracy has gotten so much better since their first fight. She's coming off of a really great win over Vivian Araujo 4 months ago. Positive striking differential as well. She can wait for the counter strike sometimes. Sometimes Tracy kind of waits for the counter. But she's a decent boxer. Looks to take you down and land pepper shots. Her most recent loss is a 5-round bout against Rose Namajunas. Prior to that, she beat Jasmine Jasdavicius. And guys, this is a crazy fight when you really look at it. This is a high-level, high-pace, high-intensity, high-scramble fight. She has excellent takedowns, great control. She's not a finisher, but has a heart made out of gold and is tough as nails. Erin is a high-level wrestler, and I believe she should be the way better wrestler than Cortez. Cortez will bite down on her mouthpiece and make things work. Erin never gives up on herself. Tracy never gives up on herself. I love these two ladies. Erin has great wins over Miranda Maverick, JJ Aldrich, Molly McCann, Jessica Andrade, Talia Santos, and Rose Namajunas. Erin is tough and smart and has great fight IQ. The pick is going to be Erin Blanchfield. Erin for the dub. If you look at her Instagram, she's always teaching others techniques, learning from everyone. She absorbs knowledge like a sponge. Erin to have more grit, determination, cardio, and fight IQ. Erin by 29-28 decision, over 2.5. Erin by submission on points. Very important fight for both ladies. May the best lady win. Main card time. Sean Brady versus Michael Morales. Sean Brady minus 140, Michael Morales plus 110. Very good fight for welterweight. The winner of this fight might make a call for the title shot. You guys know, sometimes, if the winner wins, he's like, I want whoever wins the main event. I like that. Sean Brady, very good grappling, very elite, flowing through transitions like a hot knife through butter. 18-1. The Philadelphia kid is only 32 years old. Still time to improve. Still getting better each and every time he shows out. He's 5'10" and will be at a height and reach disadvantage. 8-1 in the UFC. His only loss professionally is a former champion, Belal Muhammad. He is friends and training partners with Joe Pyfer. Trains at a Renzo Gracie gym. He presses forward, closes distance, and looks to get you against the cage and shoot. And he can shoot in the open as well. He doesn't need the cage. He doesn't rely on the cage for his takedowns as well. Great timing and shot selection. He's on a 3-fight win streak, beating Kelvin Gastelum, where he was an underdog, and he won that fight. Gilbert Burns and Leon Edwards. 3 wins by KO, 6 subs, and 9 wins by decision. A wide variety of subs. Gilly, mounted Gilly, Kimura, rear naked choke, and a tight squeeze too. Averages 4 takedowns per fight. The way he mauled Leon was a sight to behold. Matched up against Michael Morales. Michael Morales 18-0. He has not lost yet. The undefeated mixed martial artist comes from Ecuador. 26 years old, 6 foot, 79-inch reach. 5-0 out of his last 5. 13 wins by KO, 1 win by sub, and 4 wins by decision. 6-0 in the UFC. Very impressive. Beating Trevin Giles, Adam Fugit, Max Griffin, Jake Matthews, Neil Magny, and Gilbert Burns. The way that he finished both Neil Magny and Gilbert Burns was brutal in round 1. A powerful striker, light on his toes, very elite. Muay Thai background, can wrestle very well as well. He has great takedown defense, but he can wrestle offensively as well. Very good boxing, and he can have volume on volume on volume. Leg kicks might work for Michael Morales here. We saw leg kicks work Bonfim against Randy Brown. I completely didn't mention leg kicks as the factor for Bonfim. Michael Morales is smart, surrounds himself with great team. Sean Brady has takedowns in a majority of his fights. He needs to close distance, get close, and take him for a lift. Threaten subs, so that way Michael Morales respects his game and is worried about the getup. If Morales gives up the back, take the back, work singles, doubles, chain wrestle. It's hard to defend against constant chain wrestling. The pick is going to be Sean Brady. Start flowing. Flow through transitions, work, top mount, side control, pepper shots, threaten the rear naked choke, threaten the front head choke. Sean Brady's the pick. Brady by submission on points. Brady for the dub. I like his money line. Let's not get too fancy. Let's go, my guy, Sean Brady. Beneil Dariush versus Benoit Saint-Denis. Benoit Saint-Denis minus 215. Beneil Dariush plus 164. Beneil Dariush is him. He got that dog in him. He has that dog in him. Always showing levels. A true vet. Made his UFC debut all the way back in 2014. 17-6 in the UFC. The red flag with Beneil is he gets finished constantly. He's never lost by decision once in his entire career. He either wins or he gets finished brutally. 5 losses by KO, 4 in the first round. 1 loss by sub, 23-6 and 1 overall. 3-2 out of his last 5. His 2 most recent losses are Charles Oliveira and Arman Tsarukyan. He's 36 years old, but is coming off of a bounce-back win over Manny Moicano. This is very good matchmaking. Notable performances for Beneil, Moicano, Gamrot, Tony Ferguson, Diego Ferreira, Drew Dober, Thiago Moises. This guy has fought the who's who and still only lost to the best. Great control as well, can wrestle offensively and defensively. We saw him have great takedown defense and stay composed and even drop Gamrot. He did amazing against Gamrot. He has shown levels before and is looking to do it all over again. Very high level scrambles, but is chinny. Matched up against Benoit Saint-Denis, the god of war. This guy puts pedal to the metal. He puts a cinder block on the gas and he just goes. He's only seen a third round twice. BSD is a beast. 15-3 overall. All 3 of his losses are inside the UFC. Zaleski, Dustin Poirier, Renato Moicano. And against Manny Moicano, BSD actually won the second round against Moicano. Being all bruised up and bloody, he still managed to win that second round. But unfortunately, the doctor stopped that fight. He came back to beat Kyle Prepolek and Mauricio Ruffy. Both by submission in round 2. 7-3 in the UFC. 4 wins by KO, 11 wins by sub. 100% finish rate, looking to apply the pressure and bring the heat. He goes to war. He's a berserker. He goes and goes and goes. Looks to get the fight to the mat and go full throttle. Good low kicks. Throws the kitchen sink at you. He can be tagged up as he's trying to come in and close distance, but is hittable on his way in. The way he mauled Ruffy was absolutely insane. Beneil's a bit older. He still always has it. Great scrambles, great takedown defense, and very defensively sound. The pick is going to be Benoit Saint-Denis. I think Benoit Saint-Denis will go full throttle, balls to the wall, look for the takedown, gets this fight to the mat, work. Beneil might get up, but BSD doesn't stop. He goes. BSD by KO or submission is the call. I think this will be a war for as long as it lasts. BSD for the dub. I like him inside the distance by KO or submission. Let's go, my guy, Benoit Saint-Denis. Let's go, my guy. Let's go. Benoit Saint-Denis for the dub. Let's go. Leon Edwards versus Carlos Prates. Leon Edwards plus 162. Carlos Prates minus 210. This is a banger scrap. I can't wait for this one. Leon Edwards is a former multiple-time defending champion. 22-5 for Leon Edwards. 34 years old. 6'2", 74-inch reach. Long for the division. A true technician. Good low kicks. Good question mark kicks. Great ability to set up his strikes. And have success in round 3. The only thing is, there might be an eye poke. I don't want to jinx it. Knock on wood. He can go a hard 25, but he's done it before. But if you wrestle, he fades. 7 wins by KO, 3 wins by decision. 7 wins by KO, 3 wins by sub, and 11 wins by decision. 14-4 in the UFC. Only losses inside the UFC. Claudio Silva, Kamaru Usman, Bilal, and Sean Brady. Leon is an excellent kickboxer. He has wrestled before, and he might wrestle here. He took down Usman in the second fight, and he wrestled against Nate Diaz for a bit. He can get caught with a 1-2. He can be open to that 1-2. Nate Diaz caught him with that 1-2. But I think overall, he's very defensively sound. He just struggles with mostly wrestlers. But his striking is his bread and butter, and that's his realm, that's his world. Leon is very defensively sound. Matched up against Carlos Prates. Carlos Prates, 22-7 overall, 32 years old, 6'1", 78-inch reach, 5-1 in the UFC. His only loss in the UFC is to Ian Gary. It's crazy, guys. It's crazy. Buzzer beater KO. After that, he got a buzzer beater KO with 1 second left into round 1, and he knocked out Neil. He's tough. Looks to implement damage. He's not the best technically, but for power, he's nuclear. Nuclear power, guys. 17 wins by KO, 3 wins by sub, and 2 wins by decision. Carlos is looking to crack top 5 here. Leon is a guy who doesn't like to fight when the fight doesn't go his way. He rolls his eyes when he gets taken down. He looks up at the clock, and he's too worried about not wanting to be there instead of being in a cage fight. These are strikers' delight. Leon might start flowing. The oblique kick, the leg kick, the question mark kick, the high kick. He doesn't have heart, though, when it goes and gets tough. Technician versus nuclear power. Give me the guy with brutal, devastating power. Carlos Prates is going to be the pick, but I can see Prates getting picked apart from the outside and losing, but I don't want him to lose. I think the nuclear option is the equalizer. I'm going to go with Prates, but I wanted to mention, if the plus 3.5 is good, take it for Leon Edwards. I think this fight, I wouldn't be surprised if it's very competitive and goes all 3 rounds. I'm going to go Carlos Prates. I think the plus 3.5 is good for Leon Edwards, maybe an over 1.5. Prates is willing to go to war. I'm going to go with Prates. Give me the nuclear option. Prates for the dub. Let's go, my guy. Implement damage and work. May the best man win. Let's go. Valentina Shevchenko, minus 125 versus Zhang Weili, minus 102. For the first time in UFC history, I should have said this at the beginning, both co-main and main event are challenging for double champ status. Valentina Shevchenko is a beast, great mixed martial artist who will undeniably be in the Hall of Fame when it's all said and done, win or lose. Valentina is 25-4-1 overall, 14-3 in the UFC. Her only losses in the UFC are Alexa Grasso and Amanda Nunes twice. The second time she fought Amanda Nunes, you could argue she did very good and she could have won that fight. Honestly, she lost that fight by split. Very competitive fight. And to go to a split decision with Amanda Nunes, very impressive. She's hunting for rubies on the belt. With these title defenses, she's stacking up. You guys know you get a ruby for each title defense. I think Valentina broke the record for the most amount of rubies on the belt. She won the belt in 2018, then defended it multiple times, lost to Alexa Grasso, and honestly, she won the belt back just like Volkanovski did against Diego Lopez. And this is something that's very impressive because if you can lose the belt, that's fine, right? But to win the belt again, that's very impressive, especially against like different types of generations. She's fought different generations of fighters and still managed to come out on top. 10 wins by decision, 7 wins by sub, 8 wins by KO. Beautiful footwork, never out of position. If she quickly adjusts and stays defensively sound. Positive striking differential. She can wrestle very well as well, offensively and defensively. New wrinkle in her game. She has 39 takedowns in 9 fights. She's looking to defend her belt for the second time since reclaiming it. Excuse me. She's going to be matched up against Zhang Weili. Zhang Weili is moving up from 115 to attempt a 125 double champ status. Weili is 26-3 overall. Cleared out her division at 115. 36 years old, 63-inch reach, 10-2 in the UFC. She won the belt against Jessica Andrade and also lost the belt as well to Rose Namajunas and managed to reclaim the belt, beating Carla Esparza. This is why I love this fight. Both ladies lost their belt, then they got it back and defended it multiple times. This is going to be a banger fight. So, we're going to talk about the Rose Namajunas fight. First time she got KO'd by head kick KO brutally. Second time, she got out-grappled hard in that 5th round and managed to lose by decision. Styles make fights. We know Valentina and Rose Namajunas have trained together as well on multiple occasions. She managed to defend her belt 3 times before deciding to move up and challenge for double champ. Zhang has good low kicks, good volume, light on her toes, and can be open to that high kick, but I'm pretty sure she's adjusted to that high kick defensively. You know, sometimes you got to defend a high kick with two hands. You can't just defend it with one, or you can't be susceptible to moving back. And that's what caught her first time with Rose Namajunas. Very important fight for both ladies. Leg kicks will be a factor. Volume will be a factor. Activity will be a factor. And most importantly, the grappling will be a factor. You know damn well Valentina will shoot. She's been wrestling a lot more as of recent. Zhang Weili might shoot as well. We need Zhang Weili to implement knees in the clinch, defend takedowns, keep this fight in the middle, and use speed and volume. You're the younger fighter. I know by not much, but go to your fullest advantage. Valentina gave up her back throwing a spinning kick against Alexa Grasso, and it led to her getting submitted. I'm pretty sure she's learned from that mistake. Zhang Weili can wrestle as well, but I'm not sure who's the better grappler here. A close fight that Valentina had was against Talia Santos. She won by split decision. You can make the case that maybe Zhang Weili can grapple here, but Valentina is so consistent, and she's fought the who's who in a super competitive fight where every second, every exchange, every wrestling exchange, every second of the fight matters. Valentina has showed she can constantly do it over and over again. May the best female athlete win here. Low confidence, but I'm going to go with Valentina Shevchenko. Shevchenko might be at a speed disadvantage. Weili might be way faster, but it's nothing that she hasn't seen before. Low confidence, Valentina Shevchenko is the pick. Grapple if needed, get the ball rolling, bank rounds. Valentina by 48-47. Zhang Weili by 48-47. And for the winner by split decision, Valentina Shevchenko, 48-47. Let's go, Valentina Shevchenko. Let's see it. For now, I'm going to go Valentina Shevchenko. May the best female athlete win. Let's go. Plus 215 for Jack Della Maddalena. Islam Makhachev minus 290. Now, this is a super fight. No shade to the UFC 321. But this is what a real fight looks like. I don't want to jinx it, but no eye pokes, no contest here. Just 2 elite guys scrapping it out and no cheating involved. This is what I like to see. Islam will be attempting to become a double champ here. Jack Della is a unique athlete with scrambles like no other, cardio like no other, takedown defense like no other. Puts his forearms out to defend some of the takedowns. You guys know what I'm talking about, how he goes like that and he puts his head as well. He uses his whole body to defend takedowns. His head as well. He's the welterweight champion of the world. Jack got into MMA because he wanted to get in better shape for rugby. And now look at how far he's come. He's the welterweight champion of the world. Looking to defend his title for the very first time against a true test. Jack Della Maddalena. 18-2 overall, 8-0 in the UFC. His only 2 losses are inside the distance, but it's his very first professional fights. Against Alden Batis, he was KO'd, and he lost by rear naked choke to Darcy Vendy. His first 2 fights. But then, since then, he won on an 18 fight win streak and hasn't lost since then. High intensity, high volume for Jack. 4 wins by decision, 2 wins by sub, and 12 wins by KO. He's a finisher. Great shots to the body, great defensively, great ability to stay defensively sound, and great ability to roll with the shots. You know, you're going to get hit sometimes. You got to roll with the shots. He's never out of position on the feet, but on the ground, almost everyone who has attempted to take down Jack Della Maddalena has gotten him down in the UFC. But Jack is known for his scrambles, his Grammy rolls, his ability to never accept position on bottom and roll or explode out. Only 29 years old, still time to grow, still time to improve, and he's been working with Craig Jones, matched up against one of the greatest lightweights of all time, Islam Makhachev. 27-1 overall, most title defenses at lightweight at 4, and it's going to be 10, it's been 10 years since his very first and only loss to Adriano Martins. He lost by KO in round 1 because he should have wrestled in a fight where he was kind of striking out. He was striking a little too long with a dangerous, powerful striker in Adriano Martins. Since then, he went on a 15-fight win streak. Very good chain wrestler. Singles, doubles, trips, drags, sweeps. Very good control. Once on top, good pepper shots. Positive position over submission. Flows through transitions like a hot knife through butter. Averages 3 takedowns per 15 minutes. Very good control. Many bash Islam for getting a title shot off of Bobby Green. I heard Paddy Pimblett saying that. He's like, you got a title shot off of Bobby Green. But this is why context makes sense. Many are saying he's getting a title shot off of Renato Moicano. This is why context makes sense. He cleared out the division. But you can say Ilya, but he's challenging. But Islam is challenging for something that nobody has ever done before. The first lightweight and welterweight champion of the world. Double champion. The first... Not of the world, excuse me. The first welterweight and lightweight double champ. That has never been done ever. 16-1 in the UFC, 5 KOs overall, 13 subs overall, and 9 wins by decision. Since getting that belt, he's only went the distance once, and that was against Volkanovski in Perth. He's on a 2-fight Darce streak. Both Dustin and Moicano were submitted by Darce, and you know damn well he's going to be hunting for that Darce here. In the scrambles, he might be able to catch JDM during a Grammy roll in that Darce. He has a wide variety of subs: rear naked, arm triangle choke from half guard, Kimura, triangle choke, arm bar, but that Darce choke seems to be one of his most strongest and go-tos at this moment. I'm interested in seeing what Islam will weigh in at fight night. He said he wants to weigh in at 191 in the cage. I think Jack will be around maybe 192. Jack is pretty big for welterweight. The cardio and strength, ability, and endurance have to be there for Jack. When someone moves up or changes divisions, it's hard to know how they will look. Islam has been using some creatine as well, and he's put on some muscle. JDM has great hips as well. We saw Dustin have a lot of success against Islam in the scrambling out the takedowns, but eventually he paid for it because he kept on trying to do this exact same scramble, and Islam capitalized on it. What I'm worried about, though, is that scar tissue, that cut that Islam got from that Dustin fight on his forehead. That cut opened up bad, and Islam started leaking bad. I had that fight going 2-2 into the 5th. That's what I'm worried about. If JDM can open that cut on Islam's forehead, Islam will be leaking like crazy. And it doesn't look good to the judges when you are leaking. And JDM, once he smells blood, he's like a great white shark. He will not let you go. Constantly in your face, applying pressure, forcing you to shoot out of desperation, touching up the body, investing to the body for the later rounds. Low kicks, teep to the body. But be careful with that teep to the body, JDM, because Islam might be able to catch it. The pick is going to be Islam Makhachev to earn respect in the striking, shoot if needed, mix it up, flow through transitions, implement damage. You have to make JDM worried about getting up. JDM tends to scramble and explode. If you threaten sub attempts, make him worried about leaving his back open, make him hesitate and question everything, overwhelm him, take him to deep waters, make him struggle, and you better control him because Bilal couldn't control JDM if his life depended on it. The amount of volume and pace for this fight is going to be high level. You better hope you aren't tired against JDM, especially moving up to welterweight, because if you're gassed against JDM, JDM is going to make you pay for it. Islam Makhachev to chain wrestle. Show levels in the grappling. Show what these other 8 people in the UFC couldn't do to JDM. Show what a true mixed martial artist is. Show levels. Leave behind a legacy no one can question. Islam will hunt for that Darce. That front headlock position can make JDM question his next decision. control this fight wherever the fight goes. Don't let JDM work that teep to the body. Don't let JDM work to the body at all. Apply pressure, pressure, pressure. Kickbox to the kickboxer. Apply pressure to the guy that applies pressure. Pressure the pressure kickboxer. The skill gap on the ground should be miles apart. The pick is going to be Islam Makhachev. Islam by submission on points. I like Islam's money line. Islam by Dars. That creatine has done some wonders for Islam. Islam is the pick. Islam ITD by KO or submission. Islam by submission on points. The play is Islam money line just to play it safe. But the prediction is going to be Islam by Dars to catch JDM during a scramble. I'm going to go Islam by submission. But if I have to pick the submission, I'll go by Dars. I like him by submission on points. I like him by KO or submission. I like his money line. May the best man win. If you like the spread, maybe the spread for JDM. I don't like the spreads. Let me know what you guys think of this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think. If there's anything that I messed up, anything that I got wrong, gladly type it in the comments below, guys. It's a 14-fight card. One of my longest videos, guys. We're already at 50 minutes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, guys. God bless. The best is blessed. And I hope you guys are ready for what New York has to offer, because the concrete jungle is very consistent. Welcome to the concrete jungle. Let's fucking go. I love you guys. Peace. The best is blessed. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hey, and 6 best bets and lock of the week on Wednesday. What do I say? The best thing about hitting rock bottom is that there's only one way to go, and that's up, baby. Peace. Hey, let's go.